Hi, boys and girls. Let's have some fun and do a math review for 5th grade. And let's rock the 5th grade math review. Remember, when you're trying to work on math, don't get frustrated. Here's a few tips. Stop. Stop the monsters in your head. Stop the negative self-talk. Don't set yourself up for failure before you even start. Don't look at it and go, oh, I can't do this. Breathe. Take a minute, take a deep breath, and then go. Keep on trucking, work hard, and push through the anxiety. Don't let those little negative voices in your head convince you that you can't do it, because you can do anything you put your mind to. And then, so remember, stop, breathe, and go. Let's do some math. So here are some practice questions. I'm ready. Are you ready? You need some paper and pencil to work on these problems, and you'll solve your problems, and then we'll walk through how you should have solved the problem and see how you did. Okay, here are the first two problems, and these have to do with PEMDAS, or order of operations. Let's see if you can remember how to use PEMDAS. Number 1, what is the value of the expression 6 times parentheses 4 plus 2 times 4, close parentheses, plus 10? Is it A, 114, B, 132, C, 82, or D, 42? And then number 2, a numerical expression is evaluated below. In which line does a mistake first appear? 2 times 3 plus parentheses 3 plus 4 minus 2, close parentheses. So on line 1, they did 2 times 3 plus 7 minus 2. And 7 minus 2 being in parentheses. Line number 2, they came to 2 times 3 plus 5. Line 3, 2 times 15, and line 4 is 30. So somewhere in this problem, they went off track and started going the incorrect way. Was it line 1, line 2, line 3, or line 4? So you can pause the video, solve these two problems, and when you're ready, start your video again, and you'll see the explanation and the answers, the correct answers for these problems. So problem number 1, 6 times parentheses 4 plus 2 times 4, close parentheses, plus 10. Remember, solve parentheses first. That is in the PEMDAS. Parentheses. So within the parentheses, you look at 4 plus 2 times 4. So you think of your order of operations. Next would be exponents. We don't have any exponents. So next we would multiply. So 2 times 4 equals 8. Next would be divide. We have no division. Addition comes next. We do have addition. 8 plus 4 equals 12. So we would then take our answer of 12 times 6 equals 72, because multiplication was the next step. And then addition is the last step. 72 plus 10 equals 82. Last would be subtraction, but there's not any subtraction. So the correct answer was C, 82. How did you do with your PEMDAS? Problem number 2, 2 times 3 plus parentheses 3 plus 4 minus 2, close parentheses. Remember, solve for parentheses first. Add before you subtract. So in line 1, it would say 2 times 3 plus 7 minus 2. So line 1 was correct. Here's your next step. 2 times 3 plus, the answer to the parentheses was 5. That's still correct. So here's what your next step should look like. 2 times 8. And then the correct answer would have been 16. So when you look at your original problem, C is the correct answer. Line 3 is where the first mistake was made, which then resulted in a wrong answer. All right, here's the next practice, writing expressions. Oh, the math, it burns. You can stop your video after we read the problems, solve your problems, and then move on and see what the solutions were. So here are the problems. Number 3, which statement describes this expression? 3 times 4 plus parentheses 3 times 2 close parentheses. A, the product of 3 and 2 added to the product of 3 and 4. B, the sum of 4 and 3 times 2. C, 3 added to the product of 3 and 4 times 2. Or D, the sum of 4 and 3 times 3 times 2. And then number 4, an expression is described in words. Create the expression using numbers and symbols. Add 5 and 14, triple the sum, and add 1/2. So, would your expression be A, 5 plus 14 plus 1/2? Or B, parentheses, 5 plus 14, close parentheses, plus 3 plus 1/2? C, 3 times, parentheses, 5 plus 14, close parentheses, plus 1/2? Or D, 3 times 5 plus 14 plus 1/2? So, pause the video, solve these 2 problems, start your video again, and we'll check your answers. So here are the solutions. Number 3, which statement was true? Remember your PEMDAS. First, you solve the parentheses. So solve for 3 times 2. Then solve exponents. We have none. Multiplication was next. So we're going to solve 3 times 4. Addition would be next, and you would add them together. So A would be the correct answer. The product of 3 and 2 added to the product of 3 and 4. Number 4, an expression is described in words. Create the expression using numbers and symbols. Add 5 and 14, triple the sum, and add 1/2. So the first operation is to add 5 and 14. So they should be in parentheses. Then you multiply by 3 because triple means 3. And then add 1/2. So the correct expression would be 3 times 5 plus 14 plus 1/2. Number 5. We're looking at numerical patterns and relationships. The numbers don't add up. We need to get rid of the cats. Number 5, Akira and Melanie are creating patterns. Each pattern starts at 1. Akira's rule is to multiply by 2. Melanie's rule is to multiply by 4. Complete the table to show the next 2 numbers in each pattern. And here you have Akira's pattern, Melanie's pattern, and then you have your answer choices. A would be Akira 1, 2, 3, Melanie 4, 5, 6. B, Akira 2, 3, 4, Melanie 4, 5, 6. C, Akira 2, 4, 6, and Melanie 4, 8, 12. And D, Akira 2, 4, 6, and Melanie 4, 8, 9. So, pause your video, solve for your pattern, choose your answer, and start your video again, and look at the response. All right, here's the solution. You can change and make an input table using Akira's rule times 2 and Melanie's rule times 4. We made an input and an output chart. So for Akira, her rule was 1 multiplied by 2. So she multiplied each of her numbers by 2. So 1 times 2 was 2, 2 times 2 was 4, 3 times 2 was 6. In Melanie's chart, her rule was to multiply by 4. So we changed and made an input-output chart. And we multiplied each number by 4. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12. So, using your input and output charts that you can see here, you'll see that C is the correct answer. All right, moving right along, we have place value relationship. Quiz on place value. Answer all the questions. Number 6. Juan walks 8/10 of a mile to school, and Talisha walks 8/10 of a mile to school. How many times longer is Juan's walk than Talisha's walk? A, 10 times, B, 100 times, C, 1,000 times, D, 1/10 times. Number 7. In which number does 7 have 1/100th of the value of the 7 in 7,000? A, 7,962, B, 45,917, C, 4,079, or D, 1,790. Pause the video, solve your problems, start your video again, and look at your solutions. So, let's look at the problems. Juan walks 8/10 of a mile to school. Talisha walks 8/100ths of a mile to school. How many times longer is Juan's walk than Talisha's walk? Well, to solve, you think of your place value. Juan would be 8/10 of a mile. Talisha is 8/100ths of a mile. In place value, the tenths place is 10 times larger than the hundredths place. So the correct answer is A, 10 times. Number 7. In which number does 7 have 1/100th of the value of the 7 in 7,000? To solve, you would divide 7,000 by 100, and the answer would be 70. In the number 4,079, the 7 is in the tens place, which would equal 70 in place value. So the correct answer is C, 4,079. So move on in the video to the next problems. What is not a value of 10 to the third power? We're looking at powers of 10. A, 100, B, 10 times 10 times 10, C, 1,000, or D, parentheses, 10 times 10, close parentheses, times 10. Number 9, what is 0.0045 times 10 to the second power? A, 45, B, 450, C, 0.5, or D, 0.045. Pause your video, solve these two problems, and then start your video again and check your response against our answers. So let's look at the power of 10. What is not a value of 10 to the third power? You have to be very careful when you're reading this type of question. You have to read it carefully. They're not asking for one answer. They are asking you which one is not the correct answer. So you're going to have 3 correct answers and 1 incorrect answer. And in this question, they're looking for the not, which is the 1 incorrect answer. So when you start looking at these, 10 times 10 times 10 equals 1,000. This is how the problem is worked out in 10 to the third power. So you could write it this way, or you could write 10 times 10 in parens times 10 and work it out. So the correct answer is A, 100 is not a value of 10 to the third power. And then number 9, what is 0.045 times 10 to the second power? Well, to solve this problem, you could still use PEMDAS to solve in order. There are no parentheses, so next would be exponents. So you would solve 10 to the second power first. So 10 to the second power would be 10 times 10 equals 100. Then 100 times 0.0045 equals 0.45. So the correct answer is C, 0.45. Now, let's look at reading, writing, and comparing decimals. Number 10, a number is expanded form as shown below. What is the number in numerical form? 4 times 1 plus 3 times 1/10 plus 4 times 1/100th. Is it A, 4.34, B, 4.034, C, 41.34, D, 4.403. Number 11, what is 2 and 63/100ths in numerical form? A, 206.600, B, 0.2063, C, 0.263, or D, 2.63. And then number 12, which will be your last practice problem for today. Which statement correctly compares two numbers? A, 53.203 is greater than 53.230. B, 0.543 is less than 0.523. C, 0.34 is greater than 0.024. Or D, 9.91 is less than 9.901. So pause your video, complete and solve problems 10, 11, and 12. Once you're done, start your video again, and we'll check your last 3 problems for today's video. So here are the solutions for problems 10, 11, and 12 on reading, writing, and comparing decimals. Number 10, a number in expanded form is shown below. What is the number in numerical form? So remember your order of operations, PEMDAS. Okay, we have no parentheses. So we move on to exponents. We have no exponents. We move on to multiplication. We do have multiplication. So we start at the front and solve our multiplication in order from the front. 4 times 1 is first. 4 times 1 equals 4. Your next will be 3 times 1/10. So 3 times 1/10 would be 0.3. 1/10 is 0.10. Your next one would be 4 times 1/100th. So 4 times 0.01, which would equal 0.04. Okay, in your next order of operations, you have division. There is no division. Addition is next. So you take your 3 answers that you just came up with to your multiplication statements, and you add them. 4 plus 3/10 plus 4/100ths. And your answer then is 4.34, or 4 34/100ths. The correct answer is A. Number 11. What is 2 and 63/100ths in numerical form? Well, the hundredths place is 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal. And then the 2 before the and is a whole number. So it is to the left of the decimal, and it's in the ones place. So your correct number then should read 2 for 2, and becomes a decimal point. And then 63/100ths, 63. So the correct answer is 2.63. And then number 12, which statement correctly compares 2 numbers? Use your place value knowledge to correctly compare, and your correct answer would be 0.341 is greater than 0.024. So, I hope you've had fun practicing some of your 5th grade math skills today. And as I said, this is part 1 of our review. you can have some more fun and rock on with part 2 of our review. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.